Brethren Disaster Ministries, known by its initials BDM, coordinates long-term recovery programs in many places around the country. Working with local partners whenever possible, BDM helps peoples whose lives have been torn apart by disasters and who have few resources of their own to be able to get their feet back on the ground. The BDM project in Dawson Springs, Kentucky is a wonderful example of the work of BDM. In partnership with Habitat for Humanity in Dawson Springs, BDM is helping to build new homes for survivors. So let's dive in and see what BDM actually does with long-term recovery. Depending upon the week and the progress being made, BDM volunteers might be called upon to help with most any facet of building new homes, from laying the decking and raising the walls all the way to helping finish the final touches, whether painting and flooring, siding, or even building porches. Just look at all the things BDM volunteers are doing in these videos. Volunteers with less experience are always teamed up with others who have more experience, so volunteers of any and all skill levels are welcome. In fact, most volunteers report gaining new skills that they take back home and put to good use for themselves and for others. Often, one of the highlights of the work is when volunteers have the opportunity to visit with the people for whom they are rebuilding, hearing their stories, being in relationship with them. It's something that BDM encourages as volunteers live out their compassion through serving in the name of Jesus. Across the board, the people that volunteers meet are just very grateful that they have come to help. While on site for the week, volunteers are well cared for. For the Dawson Springs project, volunteer housing was located within the Habitat for Humanity warehouse in Madisonville, Kentucky, about a 30-minute drive away from Dawson Springs. There, as is typical with any BDM project, each morning begins with volunteers packing their own sack lunch for the day, as much as they want, followed by a hearty breakfast and morning devotions. While volunteers then have a few minutes to prepare themselves for the work ahead and gather their things, BDM leaders consult with their partners about the work priorities for the day, after which BDM teams of 3 to 5 volunteers head out in their vans to various work sites, in work vans provided by BDM. Each team is given a set of the basic tools they need for their assigned tasks, and the BDM work trailers have even more equipment if needed. Protective equipment for the volunteers is also provided, and leaders are always available to help. Lunch breaks are usually held at the site. One day in Dawson Springs, volunteers joined together with Mennonite and Presbyterian volunteers who are also serving in the same general area for a larger picnic together, swapping stories and fellowshipping before they all return to their various projects. After a day's work, volunteers return to the housing center and have a chance to clean up before a home-cooked supper. Extra time in the evenings is free time for music, games, reading, or just resting before turning in for the night in the beds provided, so that volunteers are ready for the next day's service. BDM needs 15 volunteers each week for the recovery projects, including a household assistant who helps the long-term BDM volunteers prepare meals and support other volunteer housing needs. Together, progressing week after week, the rotating teams of volunteers are able to take a house from start to finish, providing a safe and comfortable home that people are proud to call their own. We hope that you will consider coming to serve. It's a wonderful experience. Please contact your congregational or district disaster coordinator to volunteer with Brethren Disaster Ministries, or visit brethrendisasterministries.org for more information and to contact us directly. Come join us. We look forward to seeing you on site.